Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. It's Friday, May the 13th, and that's curiously appropriate. Another sad day from Arkansas, in my view. President Obama's administration today sent a guidance to the schools and universities in the United States about the federal law, court precedent that says you can't discriminate against transgender people on the basis of sex. Well, this guidance has prompted a demagogic response from the governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson. He's called it offensive, intrusive. He's told the schools of Arkansas to ignore it. He says that common sense should prevail. Unfortunately, common sense in Arkansas sometimes means some incredible instances of hate and cruelty to school children. There are only a tiny number of transgender children in Arkansas. They don't cause much of a problem until problems are caused for them, and problems are caused. People are being challenged when they enter restrooms that comport with their identity, and it's a sad day when the governor is leading the charge against children. The State Department of Education has issued a statement in support. Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin has issued a statement in support. Praise God for Joel Anderson, the Chancellor of UALR, who's on his way out. He said when orders like this are issued by the federal government, they intend to comply with them, and that UALR has always had a non-discriminatory policy. So there is a ray of brightness in an otherwise dark picture. Elsewhere, it appears that next week's special legislative session will not include any tax increases to raise money for highway construction. The governor's going to use Obamacare money in the form of surpluses and take some money from some other government services to pay for some highway work in the next couple of years. I thought it would be useful to take a look at highway taxes and costs in the country. It turns out that Arkansas is below the national average significantly in both gas and diesel taxes. And there's this interesting note that I compiled based on average usage and the fuel economy ratings of new cars these days. A 5 cent a gallon tax increase on fuel, which several senators have proposed but has been rejected by Governor Asa Hutchinson, would cost you about 67 cents a week. That's less than the cost of one soda pop out of our office vending machine. But some Republicans say we just can't stand that amount of money for our highways. They'd rather take it from somewhere else. I mentioned earlier that there's going to be an effort to put an amendment on the ballot to allow casino gambling in 3 counties in Arkansas. It finally surfaced yesterday. The Attorney General of Arkansas said in its current form it's not suitable for the ballot. They're going to rework it and try again. News came today of an effort by a Latino group in Arkansas to register more Latinos to vote. This is a direct response to Donald Trump's presidential candidacy and his animus toward Latino people. Been hearing some interesting rumors about where Michael Lamoureux, the governor's chief of staff, may go at the end of this month. A lot of people think he may go to Washington and be a federal government lobbyist for John Goodson, the UA trustee and lawyer who has started a lobbying firm in Washington. This would make sense in a way. Both men, Lamoureux and Goodson, are very good friends of U.S. Senator Tom Cotton. That's a fact based on past support. He would certainly be an entree into the workings of the Capitol in Washington, D.C. This is also a fact. This might scare you a bit. Tom Cotton has been making speeches around the United States. He's clearly positioning himself for a run for president of the United States in 2020, so grab your hat. News today from San Francisco is that they're going to no longer take Teach for America students to teach their students. The turnover is too great. They think they need more experienced teachers in the classroom, particularly to reach needy children who have the most needs in school. This comes as Arkansas, Governor Asa Hutchinson and local businessmen led by Walter Hussman, the Democrat Gazette publisher, are saying we need more Teach for America teachers in Little Rock schools, where our biggest problem is an 80% poor population, a high minority population that needs the help experienced teachers can bring them. News also from around the country that's of interest to us. There's a federal lawsuit underway in Birmingham by local citizens who are trying to stop, guess what, a 10-lane freeway expansion to replace a bridge. Sounds a lot like Little Rock. They say they haven't done a sufficient environmental impact statement there. They think that the government ought to take a look at impacts on neighborhoods of these expansions. I suspect we'll see a lawsuit like this in Little Rock before it's over with our I-30 project. And finally, a note of sexual history in Little Rock. They're tearing down a small strip shopping center in the 300 block of Rock Street right now to make way for a hotel in the River Market District. A little piece of history you may have forgotten. In 1973, there was a 1-month run, the first in Arkansas, of Deep Throat, something of a groundbreaking movie in the pornographic film industry. There really is a reason to mention that. The showing of that film was page 1 news at the time. It led to a prosecution. It also led eventually to the end of the Little Rock Censor Board, which used to review all movies before they could be shown in Little Rock. If things change, I'd say they were. I don't know if Deep Throat would cause anybody any concern these days. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back next week.
You feel it in your heart. the spirit of Little Rock. We've had that spirit since 1927, helping build our city by producing decades of leaders in the heart of our state. We are the heart of business and innovation, the heart of politics and government, the heart of arts and culture, and in our city beats the heart of a Trojan. UALR, we are Little Rock's team and Little Rock's university.